Hello there, welcome back to my channel, Pilates for the People. I'm your Pilates instructor, Andrea, and today we're doing a 30-minute Pilates workout without any equipment. All you need is your body and a comfortable surface to move on. Our workout will start out very gentle and increase in intensity as we progress. This is the perfect Pilates class if you're feeling sluggish, maybe it's first thing in the morning and you're tired, or you really just don't feel like exercising. We are going to start lying on our backs, so if you're ready, let's get down and let's get moving. We're going to start today on the floor, so go ahead and lie down on your back, make yourself comfortable, and bend your knees so your feet are flat on the floor. Walk your feet out a little so they're sitting slightly wider than your hips, and bring your arms, palms facing down, a little bit away from the sides of your body. Begin to tip your knees over to one side, and then sway your knees over to the other side. Tip your knees back up and over, and again, bring them back up and over. Try inhaling as you tip your knees to one side, and exhaling as you tip your knees to the other side. Inhale as your knees go one way, and exhale as your knees go the other way. Keep tipping your knees side to side, and as you tip, can you think about rolling across the back of your pelvis? Can you get really heavy as you roll across the back of your pelvis from left to right and from right to left? Now bring your attention to the bottoms of your feet. Roll across your feet as you roll across your pelvis and tip your knees. Try and coordinate the rolling motion across the bottoms of your feet with the rolling motion across the back of your pelvis. Inhale as the knees tip one way, you roll. Exhale, knees tip the other way and you roll. Inhale, rolling one way, and exhale, rolling the other way. Let's do one more each side, and then return back up to center. Extend your left leg long and bring your right knee in towards your chest. Place your right hand on the top of your knee. Pull your knee in towards yourself, creating a bit of a stretch sensation along the front of the left leg. Ease off that and begin to circle your right knee around, trying to stay as still as possible in the left side of your body. You're going to circle your leg as though you're stirring your thigh with your arm. Try to make your leg feel really relaxed and make the arm do the work here. We're moving your hip joint around in a circle, and your hip joint is a ball and socket joint. So you are essentially stirring your thigh bone in a circular shaped socket that it sits in. Again, check in with the left side of your body and try to avoid creating a lot of movement. Can you stay heavy against the floor in your left leg, back of pelvis, back of left rib cage, and in the left shoulder and arm? If you haven't already, change direction. We'll do a few more going this way. Again, check in with the left side of body, keep it heavy. If you're finding it really hard to keep it still, decrease the range of motion of your circle. Do one more, pause, and then lengthen that leg down along the floor. Before switching to the other side, compare the two sides of your body. Does anybody feel like the right leg, the one we were just stirring, feels longer and maybe lower than the left side? Let's go ahead and bring the left leg in towards the chest, hand on top of the knee, and gently tug that leg straight into the left side of your body. You may may or may not feel a gentle stretching along the right front of body, front of leg. Now begins the stirring of the left leg. Create that circular motion, and we'll check in with right side of body. Can you get heavy in the leg? The right back of pelvis, right back of ribs, and right shoulder and arm. Focus on the stirring motion of the left leg, arm doing the majority of the work, left leg trying to stay heavy and relaxed and just going along for the ride. The movement here is happening right in the hip socket. That's right at the very top of your thigh where your leg connects into your body. Focus on the circular motion happening here. Do one more this way, and if you haven't already, change your direction. Remember that if you're moving a lot, if your body is moving a lot, the right side of the body is having trouble staying heavy, decrease your range of motion. You'll actually get more out of doing a smaller range of motion, but staying steady than you would with a really big circle, but a unsteady body. Let's do 2 more here. And then rest your leg on the ground and bend both knees so your feet are flat on the floor and your legs this time are hip distance apart. So line your feet up with those bony hip bones at the front of your pelvis. I want you to curl your tailbone up towards the ceiling, pressing your low back into the floor gently. Begin to lift your pelvis off the floor, peeling your spine up, up, up into a bridge position all the way to the top. And then roll your spine, roll your back down onto the floor. Think of rolling bone by bone, one vertebra at a time. You're going to find a position that we call neutral, and this is where you're heavier on your tailbone area or the bottom part of your pelvis, and you have a little space underneath your low back. Again, we're going to lift the tail towards the ceiling, gently press low back into the mat, and begin to roll off the mat one vertebra at a time. Think of this as a sequential motion. You're going to roll down again, bone by bone, one vertebra at a time until you find that neutral position where your tail is heavy and there's a little space under your low back. Take an inhale breath here, and as you exhale, curl the tail towards the ceiling, press the low back gently into the floor, begin to peel the spine, peel the back up, bone by bone, until your pelvis is lifted and you're resting approximately in between your 2 shoulder blades. Then sink down bone by bone, rolling all the way back down to the floor, through the low back, right back onto the pelvis, heavy tail, a little space in low back. Inhale, and as you exhale, curl the tail, press the low back, peel up, roll off bone by bone by bone. Good. Inhale here up at the top, and as you exhale, sink the breastbone, roll back down, one vertebra at a time, rolling through the low back, onto the pelvis, towards the tail. Find that little space. Okay, last one. Inhale, and as you exhale, curl the tail, gently press low back, lift the tail, lift the bum, the spine, bone by bone. Pause at the top and see if you can keep your thighs parallel. Avoid letting them splay apart. Take a breath here, and as you exhale, roll down again. Last time. Bone by bone by bone, until your tail hits the floor with that little space. Roll now over to your right side. You're going to rest your head on your arm, and I want you to reach your left arm out in front of you here. Begin to reach your arm up overhead. Roll back onto your hand as you sweep the arm open and then back, forward, and out in front of you. So you're going to circle your arm up and above you as you roll your body up towards the ceiling, cupping your head in your hand like a pillow so your head stays supported as you circle around. Inhale as the arm goes up and overhead, and exhale as it circles around. Inhale as the arm comes forward, up and over, and exhale as you circle around. Good. Keep your knees pressed together gently and see if you can keep the top side of your pelvis pointing up towards the ceiling. Avoid allowing it to roll back in space. We want the rotation here to happen in the upper part of our body, the upper part of our spine, called our thoracic spine. It's the part of the spine that your entire rib cage attaches into. Let's do one more, inhaling as the arm comes up and overhead, and exhale as it circles around. Place your hand now on the floor and extend your top leg long, lifting it up so it is in line with your hip. From here, you're going to lift your leg up a little and lower it back down. Lift your top leg up a little and lower it back down. Exhale as you lift it up, and inhale as you lower it down. Exhale as you lift it up, and inhale, lower down. Lift it up a little and hold. Can you lengthen the leg long so it feels like you're reaching your leg almost out of your body or away from your body? From here, begin to turn your entire leg in and down, and then turn your entire leg out and up. So it's an internal rotation of your leg, and then an external rotation of your leg. Inhale as you turn the leg in, and exhale as you turn the leg out. Inhale as you turn the leg in, and exhale as you turn the leg out. Focus on the motion coming right from your hip socket, right from your hip joint. Do one more here, turn in and turn out. Rest your leg down and roll back on to your back. I want you to find that neutral position again. Feet are going to be hip distance apart, and you're going to be heavy on your tailbone area. There should be a little space in the low back. We'll go back to bridge, but this time, rather than rolling up your spine, I want you to hinge up in one motion. So your bum lifts straight up, and then you land back down in that neutral position. You're going to press down through your feet and hinge your entire spine straight up in one motion and come right back down to the floor. Press down through your feet, hips go straight up. Fold at the front of your hips as you lower the spine back down. Take an inhalation here, and as you exhale, press down through your feet and lift your hips up to bridge. Inhale as you lower down, and exhale, press down through your feet and lift your hips up to bridge. Inhale on the way down. Exhale as you lift the hips up, and inhale as you go down. Adding on here, exhale, lift up and hold. Turn your head to the right as though you're trying to aim to lie on your right ear. Lower your pelvis and return your head back to center. Press through your feet, lift your hips up, and turn your head to the left as though you're aiming to lie on your left ear. And then head comes back to center as you come down. Exhale, press feet, lift bum, turn your head. And inhale to lower down, return back to center. Exhale, press feet, lift hips, turn head. And inhale to lower your bum down, head back to center. Exhale, press down, lift up, turn. Inhale, return, back down and center. Last time, exhale, press feet, lift bum, turn head. And inhale, back down to center. Now roll onto the other side, your left side. Cradle your head in your hand. Bend both knees and stack them. and reach your right arm straight out in front of you. Begin to circle that arm forward, up and overhead, circling your entire body with you as you bring the arm around and back to center. Arm goes forward and up as you roll your ribs and body towards the ceiling and circle around. Inhale, arms go up and back, and exhale, circle around. Inhale, arm goes up and back, and exhale as it circles around. As you circle your arm, can you keep your knees stacked and gently pressed together? Keep the top side of your pelvis over the bottom. Avoid allowing it to roll with the rest of your body. Remember, we're trying to create rotation in the top part of our spine, our thoracic spine, where all of our ribs connect into. Let's do one more of these arm circles, and then return back to center. You can place your hand down on the floor, keeping your bottom knee bent, and extend your top leg long. Lift your foot up so it's hip height, and begin to lift your top leg a little and lower back down. Exhale, lift your leg a little, and inhale on the way down. Exhale, little lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, little lift, and inhale to lower. As you lift your leg, can you focus on lifting it from the side of your bum? These muscles are called your hip abductors, and they are very useful and important muscles when it comes to our balance. Exhale, little lift, and inhale, lower. Lift the leg now and hold it a bit higher than hip height. Begin to turn the leg in and then turn the leg out. Turn the leg in and turn the leg out. Focus on the turning motion coming right from the hip socket. Inhale as the leg turns in and exhale as the leg turns out. Inhale as the leg turns in and exhale as the leg turns out. Inhale in, exhale out. Last time, inhale in and exhale out. Now you can go ahead and lay on your back again. Extend the left leg long and bring the right leg up into tabletop, dangling the foot down so it hangs heavy. Take your left hand and place it against the front of the right thigh. You're going to stiffen and brace your hand and arm, and then press your right thigh into your left hand until you can feel some work in your abdominals. Then ease off. So your hand acts like a stopper as the right knee and thigh press against the hand firmly, and then release. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, press the thigh into the hand. And inhale to release. Exhale, press the thigh into the hand. And exhale, release. Once more, press the thigh into the hand and hold. Continue to press firmly. Now take another inhalation, and as you exhale, you're going to hover the left leg off the floor and then fold it into tabletop. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, lengthen the leg back out long and lower it to the floor with control. Inhale to prepare, exhale, press, hover the left leg, pull it into tabletop. Inhale here, exhale, lengthen the leg back out and lower it down. Last time, as you exhale, press thigh to hand, hover the left leg, bring it into tabletop. Inhale here, and then exhale, lengthen it back out long and lower it to the floor. Lower the right foot and lengthen the leg long. Here, you may feel like your right leg is a little looser, longer, or lower towards the floor than your left. Now, bend your left leg into tabletop, dangling the left foot down, hanging it heavy. This time, right hand goes on the front of the left thigh. And again, your hand is going to be the stopper and your thigh is going to press into the hand. Inhale to ease off and exhale to press until you feel your abdominals contracting. Inhale to ease off and exhale to press. Inhale to ease off and exhale to press. Inhale to ease off and exhale to press. And last time here, inhale and then exhale to press and hold the pressure firmly. Take another inhalation, and as you exhale, hover the long right leg off the floor and bring it up into tabletop. Keep the pressure of thigh into hand as you inhale, and now exhale, lengthen the right leg back out long and lower it down to the floor with control. Inhale, and as you exhale, press thigh to hand firmly, hover the leg, bring it into tabletop. Inhale, exhale, continue the pressure as you exhale, lengthen the right leg long again and lower it to the floor. Last time, as you inhale, exhale, hover the right leg, bring it in towards you to tabletop. Inhale, keeping firm pressure, thigh into hand, lengthen the right leg long and lower it back down to the floor. Compare the two sides. Perhaps the left leg is now feeling just as long as the right. Now I'd like you to flip over so you're lying on your front. You're going to stack your hands and place them underneath your forehead. Have both legs straight and long back behind you. Take a breath and settle your breastbone down towards the floor. I'd like you to now pull your belly off the mat. Hug it up and in so you create a slight contraction through your abdominals. This sets your spine into what we would call neutral. From here, keeping your belly pulled up off the floor, hover your head a little bit off the mat and begin to reach your breastbone forward, slightly glancing forward off the edge of your mat, and then lower your head down to your hands again. Pull belly off mat, hover head, begin to reach breastbone forward, glancing your eyes towards the floor ahead of you, and then lower the head back down to your hands. Pull your belly up and in, hover the head. Breastbone reaches forward, eyes gaze forward along the floor, and then lower your head back down. Again, belly draws in, and go ahead and lift your upper body as you look forward. As you lift your upper body, I'd like you to focus on lifting from the muscles of your upper back. Try again here, belly pulls in, lifting from upper back, hover head, reach breastbone and gaze forward and lower down. Last time, let's pull belly in, hover head, reach breastbone forward, gaze forward, and lower all the way down. Now extend your arms out wide in front of you. Hands will be a bit wider than shoulders. Legs will continue to stay long back behind you. Forehead now stays heavy on the floor. If this is uncomfortable, you can always roll up a small towel and place it under your forehead. From here, I'd like you to take a big inhalation. As you exhale, again, hug your belly up away from the floor, and then hover the left leg and the right arm simultaneously off the floor. Inhale to lower them back down, and as you exhale, hug the belly up and in, and hover the other two limbs off the floor, so we've got opposite side limbs hovering at the same time. Inhale to lower back down. As you exhale, pull belly up and in again, hover opposite limbs off the floor, and inhale to return. As you exhale, pull belly up, hover opposite limbs, and inhale down. As you exhale, pull the belly, hover opposite limbs, inhale to return. Last time, as you exhale, pull the belly up and in, hover opposite limbs, and lower right down. Place one hand under your head and roll over on so you're lying on that side. I want you to lengthen your legs out long and bring your body in one long line almost as though you were lying against a wall. Take your top hand and press it against the floor gently. Take a big inhalation, and as you exhale, once again hug your belly in towards your spine, this time hovering both legs off the floor. Inhale to lower the legs down. As you exhale, pull your belly in and hover both legs off the floor. Inhale to lower down. As you exhale, pull the belly in, hover both legs off the floor. Inhale to lower down. And as you exhale, pull your belly in, hover both legs off the floor, and hold it here. Good. Draw the belly in a little bit more and start to do a very small flutter kick, one leg going forward, one leg going back. Kick as quickly as possible, almost as though you're trying to throw yourself off balance here. Go for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Now prop yourself up onto your forearm, bend both knees. Lift your waist just a little so you're in a long line from head to pelvis. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, press down through your knees and lift your hips off the floor so you're up in what's called a side bridge. Inhale on the way down, and exhale, press the knees down into the floor, lift the hips up, and inhale, lower down. Exhale, press your knees into the floor, lift your hips up off the mat, and lower back down. One more time, press your knees down into the floor, lift your hips up off the mat, and lower back down. Now come up to seated. You're going to bend your knees and place your hands behind your thighs. Sit up really, really tall. Good. Take a breath, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and begin to roll halfway back so your spine creates a shallow arc shape. Take your hands and reach them forward, palms pressed together. From here, begin to rotate your ribs over to one side, reaching fingertips over as well, and then rotate towards the other side, fingertips leading the way. Let's try inhaling as you go one way and exhaling as you go the other. Inhaling as you go one way and exhaling as you go the other. Continue to do this motion. Can you focus on staying really planted through your pelvis and avoid allowing your bum to wiggle from side to side? Let's go one more each side. Return back to the middle. You can grab backs of thighs and roll yourself all the way up. Go ahead now and lie on the other side. Body lies out long, legs are stacked, head is resting on your arm. Place your top hand firmly on the ground. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, press your belly towards your spine and hover both legs up and off the ground. Inhale on the way down, and as you exhale, hug belly to spine and hover both legs. Inhale on the way down. As you exhale, hug belly to spine, hover both legs. Inhale on the way down, and exhale, hug the belly, hover both legs, and inhale on the way down. Let's hover back up one more time and hold. Pull the belly in a little bit more and begin to flutter kick your legs quickly, so much so that you feel like you're almost trying to throw yourself off balance. Let's go for 2, 1, and lower back down. Bend both knees, prop yourself up onto your forearm, and lift your waist a little bit here. Take another inhalation, and as you exhale, press both knees down into the floor and lift your hips off the ground. Inhale as you lower down. As you exhale, we're going to press our knees into the floor, lifting hips up to side bridge and lower back down. As you exhale, press the knees, lift the hips. Inhale to lower down. And last time, as you exhale, press the knees and lift the hips and lower back down. Beautiful. Now, I'd like you to come onto your hands and knees. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. From here, begin to round your spine up towards the ceiling, curling the tail and hanging the head. Then arch breastbone down towards the floor. Lift the tail and head to arc your spine the other way. Round your spine up towards the ceiling, and then arc your spine down towards the floor. Let's exhale as we round the spine. Inhale as we arch the spine. Exhale as we round the spine. And inhale as we arch the spine. Now bring your spine to flat, but hang your head all the way down so the top of your head is reaching towards the floor. Begin to press hands into ground and widen through the shoulder blades so that little area of spine between the blades puffs up. Now sink that little area of spine down towards the floor so the shoulder blades come right on top of it. You're going to press hands into floor, puffing up in between the blades, then sinking breastbone, allowing the blades to come towards each other. You're going to press the hands, puff the blades apart, and then sink the breastbone down towards the floor, blades come together. Let's try inhaling blades apart, exhaling blades together, inhaling blades apart, and exhaling blades together. One last time, inhaling blades apart and exhaling blades together. Bring head back up in line with spine. Hinge your hips slightly backwards and then hands on hips to hinge up towards kneeling. Bring your arms out in front of you again, palms come together. Begin to hinge forward at the hips, turn the ribs and point the fingertips to one direction. Come back up through center. Hinge the hips again, turn the ribs and point the arms the other way. And then hinge yourself back up tall. Let's inhale as we hinge and turn. Exhale, come on up tall. Inhale, hinge and turn. Exhale, come on up tall. Inhale, hinge and turn. Exhale, come on up tall. And inhale, hinge and turn. Exhale, come on up tall. Place your hands on your hips and hinge forward one more time. Begin to lift one hip and then lift up through the other side hip. Like you're doing a hip shake here, lift one hip and then lift the other hip. Think of hiking one side of the waist and then hiking up through the other side. Let's speed it up. We'll switch, 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 switch. Keep going here, but now I'd like you to reach both arms forward. Switch, 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 switch. It's normal to feel work through the low back as you do this one. Switch. It's lots of work for our lower spinal muscles. Switch for 3, 2, and rest right down. Both hands come back down to the floor. Hands come back down under shoulders. From here, I'd like you to press your right hand into the mat as well as your left leg, and then reach the opposite limbs forward and back. Return those limbs to the floor, and once they hit the ground, press them firmly against the floor as the now opposite side reaches forward and back. Inhale to return the limbs, pressing down. Inhale to return the limbs, pressing them down. Exhale to reach opposite sides. Inhale to return and press, and exhale as you reach opposite sides. Inhale to return and press. Exhale as you reach opposite sides. Inhale to return and press. Exhale to reach opposite sides. 1 to go. Inhale to return and press, and exhale to reach opposite sides. Now all limbs come back down. Tuck your toes under here. Take a breath in. Hug your belly again up towards spine and hover both knees off the floor. Inhale to lower your knees back down. Exhale, hug the belly in and hover the knees off the floor. Inhale to come back down. As you exhale, hug the belly in and hover the knees. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, hug the belly and hover the knees. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, hug the belly, hover the knees, hold it here. Walk your hands forward and your legs back, so you're now out in a plank position. Good. From here, pike your hips up towards the ceiling. Keeping your feet where they are, start to walk your hands back towards your feet until your feet are flat on the ground. Then hang your body over your legs. Take a big breath here. As you exhale, start to draw your tailbone towards the floor as you roll up your spine one vertebra at a time, slowly and sequentially, head coming up last, stacking right on top of your body. Let's reach our arms out to the sides and up towards the ceiling, and then lower them down. As they lower, begin to tuck your chin, hang your head, and roll back down one vertebra at a time, hanging your body again over your legs. Once your arms are close to the floor, bend your knees as much as you need to, hands come flat, and begin to walk yourself back out into plank. Align your bum and pelvis with the rest of your body so you are in one straight line from head to heels. Take a big inhalation here, and again, pike your hips up towards the ceiling first. Keep your feet where they are, and without allowing your bum to shift side to side, begin to walk your hands back towards your feet until your body is hanging over your legs and your feet are flat on the floor. Begin to roll up your spine one vertebra at a time. Head comes up last but stacks tall upon spine. Inhale as your arms reach out to the side and up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, let arms come down with control, hang your head. We'll roll down bone by bone one more time. Bring your hands to the floor, bending your knees as much as you need to. With control, walk your hands out into a plank position. You want to be in one long line from head to heels. Take a big inhalation here, and then as you exhale for the last time, pike your hips up towards the ceiling. Without shifting your pelvis side to side, walk your hands back slowly towards your feet. Once feet are planted firmly on the floor, begin to draw tail towards the ground and roll up your spine one vertebra at a time until your head is stacked tall on your body. One last time, let's inhale as we reach our arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling, and make a big exhale. Breath as you lower back down. Thank you so much for joining me in this workout today. If you would like to get more workouts from me, please remember to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. And of course, hit the like button.